Hello and welcome to Sew and Stack by Abaniz. There is a lot of talk on Etsy right now, and I thought to share my Etsy journey as an Etsy seller totally based on my experience. As you know, I'm running a small business and I sell physical products on Etsy. I'm doing everything on my own, and sometimes I get help from my husband in woodworking. Most of the Etsy sellers I find here on YouTube sell hundreds or thousands of items per month. I'm not that seller, and I think there are sellers like myself in here too. So this is for them to share our own experience and hopefully someday to do better. Please consider all of these are entirely based on my experience, and you might not feel the same way as I do. I have also launched my own website with Shopify recently, and I'm going to talk about that on a later day. First, let me paint a picture of how I started my Etsy shop and the status of it. I started my Etsy shop in late September of 2018, and I got my first sale in early December. No, it wasn't my family or friends. I still remember the customer's name, and I'm truly grateful for that. As an introvert, I was looking for something I can do in my own space. I was doing my shop part-time, and I did not have any experience in sewing. But my creativity is always there. So I taught myself to sew, and when I thought I was good enough, I opened my Etsy shop. You would think designing and making the handmade items are the hardest part of this journey. That is completely wrong. Marketing and all these hundreds of other things are the hardest part to do in any small business. You could be incredibly talented, but if no one knows you exist, there aren't gonna be any sales. So this is a list of things I learned from my mistakes, and let's go one by one. Give your best from day one. To be perfectly honest, I did not give my best at the time. I started my shop, but I did not know what I was supposed to do, if it makes any sense. Do some research before opening your shop and do your best from day one. Etsy gives a boost for new shops, and please take advantage of that. Work on SEOs. The funny thing is, I didn't even know what SEO was. I mean, yes, I did add 13 Etsy tags, but those were entirely just what I thought people were gonna look for. Years after, I came across eRank, and then only I found out what it can do to your small business. I'm using the eRank free version, and it is enough to make a change. Try to take the best photos possible. Do some research on how to take good photos, and from time to time, update good photos to your listings. My photos are not excellent, but I'm doing what I can do best with the resources I have. I do not have a fancy camera or iPhone. I take my photos from my Android. Keep up with your socials. I didn't have any social media when I started. Roughly after 2 years on my journey, I set up my social media, mostly Instagram. Even then, I didn't post daily. There are some shops that do not have any social media, and still they get a good amount of sales. It didn't work for me like that. My sales went up because I did work on some social media platforms. I'm not a social person. You won't see me even here on YouTube. It's just my voice. For me, doing this much is progress. If you're like me, just do your best and be consistent. Packaging and branding. For a small business, every single penny counts. However, try to package your items nice enough so your customers feel more humane with your products. I always send a handwritten thank you card for each and every order I get, and with time do some branding as well. Pricing. I have seen videos on how to price your handmade items, and whenever you use those methods, the prices are over the moon. I wouldn't think anyone would spend that amount of money to buy those. What I do is I use those methods and I also compare the prices of the similar items in the marketplace. Then considering both, I mark my items. You don't have to reduce prices just because similar items are way cheaper. If you have a quality product with quality material, don't be afraid to keep your bar high. Invest in your business and invest in yourself. Invest back into your business whatever you can, and most importantly, invest in yourself. Try to learn new skills that will be useful to step forward. For example, I primarily make handmade felt items. So I started learning hand embroidery so I can incorporate that to the felt items. I learned how to use the sewing machine so I can make plush toys one day. This YouTube channel is also another new skill I'm working on right now. Finally, be patient and realistic. Do not give up your full-time job the very first day you have started your small business. You can save some money for a while and give it a try, or do this as a part-time job. If you have a support from your family, that would be great too. Yes, we have to be passionate about what we do, but at the same time, you have to think about your financial situation as well. These are the things I learned from my mistakes. Hopefully, you can try working on these as well. Only after late 2020, I gave a good look into my shop and started doing some real work. Most of the sales you see in my shop came after that. Learning from my mistakes, I'm letting you know what you can do to improve your Etsy shop. Education is not always in books. Experience is the most practical way to learn things. If you learn anything from your experience, please feel free to share with us in the comments. Hope you have picked a thing or two from today's video, and I'll join you in the next one.